I'm on. I'm already fucking shit up.
Damn it, lunch.
So, all right. Hopefully, it's the same room.
Let's live.
All right, we are live. We're live. Hopefully, now we can see we got a chat this time around. No chat.
The link you just posted, Noof, is for the short little period we had.
Oh, is it the wrong? Is it the wrong one?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then,
well, the one we're in right now. Okay. Can you hear us? Let's see.
Wrong one? Yeah.
And then, well, the one we're in right now.
There's chat. We have chat.
Okay, we got a chat this time. Okay, I think we're golden.
Yeah.
Okay, we got everybody, right?
Yep. Invaders here.
All right.
We got everybody.
All right, here we go. All right, yes, we sound like fire. Holy shit, guys! I don't know what the hell happened. I guess we started the show live. Things were going good, but there was, for some reason, the chat was not working. It was really weird. It might have been a YouTube thing. I don't freaking know. But because I've done this before, and all I hit was go live, and everything usually starts, but my video was not starting. So okay, everybody's here. Let's restart the show, guys. Welcome everybody to the Game Dosage Podcast. I'm your host for this evening, and Noof Nugum, a tactical couldn't be here. Stinging Corpse is out as well. But let's move the show right along. Let's get back over to our panel. Let's start with our incredible guest. He puts the sizzle in the steak. He is our good friend, a friend of Primal Eve. He's a good gamer, a fellow, a person that comes out and checks out our show, a great supporter, and I'm glad to have him here. He's also pretty awesome at Gears of War, and that would be our good buddy, Lunch Bizzle. What's happening, Lunch?
Going on, everybody. Thanks for letting me come on.
Don't sound so excited.
Come on, man. Pick up the tempo. That's right. Right. Let's move down the line. We'll try to get through this as quick as we can so we can jump into our awesome topics. I'm going to go from my screen, which is left to right, and I'm going to start with Glitch's brother from, well, the same mother. That would be our good friend, Proto.
Hey, the Red Menace is hardwired and ready to go. Let's just keep this short and sweet, and let's get it on the road.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now we got the lady who gives the guys fits with her amazing looks and her incredible tits, and that would be Primal Eve.
Hi, everyone. I'm back. I'm really excited and happy to be back. And some of you know that I had some health issues going on, but I'm doing all right now, and I'm hoping everything just continues to get better.
All right, our next amazing panel member is the Ninja Wood style. Puts a taboo boot right up your ass if you ain't keeping shit in line, and that's our good buddy, Jago Coogan.
What's up, guys? It's your favorite confused ninja because I don't know which way I'm going, Shadow or normal Jago. Just ask Cyber Gunner. I schooled him on Saturday in some Killer Instinct. But what's up, chat? Let's go!
And last but not least, he is a man who knows a little bit about everything, and he's about to invade this podcast once again. It's our good buddy, Invader.
Woo! Lock up your bitches, chat. It's your buddy Invader here, and I'm ready for another episode of the Game Dosage Podcast. Yeah, that's right, we're back at it. And yeah, let's get rocking and rolling into some of these exciting gaming topics.
Absolutely. And just before we get right down, let's give a quick shout out to some of our amazing people that are up in the chat. And don't forget, guys, if we hit 300, I know that's a huge freaking if. I can't even believe we're still talking about this at this point. You'd think this would be a no-brainer. 300 people live in the chat, guys. We will give away a console. We're not shitting you guys. We're all pitching in. We're going to put in some money, and we're going to get some of the console. And if not, we might have to give this thing to default the Foxy Proto Foxy, because I'm going to the Xbox.
No free console for Proto Foxy.
So let's start with the Z Black Rider. What is happening? We got Spider-Man up in here. We have got the Indie Gamer, as always, Dave Deadly. What is happening? Timothy Dixon was the first in the chat tonight. Timothy, what's happening? Shizno Elite is here as well. Man, the list goes on. Born Distracted. We got RGV Viper X, or RG Viper X is here. Who else we missing? Marlesco. What's going on, Marlesco? Crazy Gamer and Chloe is here. What's happening, Crazy? Glad to see you here, and hopefully you're doing well. Dreadno, our Dreadpool, is here as well. So Ashtray Gaming is with us. What's going on, Ashtray? All right. I think we got the majority of them. If we missed anybody, please let us know. Hang tight in the chat. It's going to be a good show. Let's jump into our first topic of the evening. We've got your prescription for your gaming addiction. We got a couple. The first one is not going to be the first one is more of a rumor speculation kind of thing, but I saw this somewhere, and I don't know if anybody's really talking about it a lot, but it might be just a placeholder number. But it was like Days Gone. Okay, the AAA expected game coming out from Sony Bend. I think it's Sony Bend Studio for next year. It's already had a couple of. It was supposed to originally come out in 2018. That was pushed to like I think it was February, and then it was April of 2019. And this placeholder is kind of indicating it could possibly slip to as far as the end of 2019. So again, it might be more rumor speculation. I don't want to start fires where there is no need, but if it should happen, guys. What do you think that spells for the game? Do you think maybe overall that could even be a wise decision for Sony since they don't seem like they have a whole lot to show off this year? Let's go down through the panel, and I'm going to give Proto Foxy the floor on this one. He can kick us off.
I haven't, to be honest, I haven't seen anything. This is actually the first time I'm hearing of it. If that's the case, it's disheartening, truth be told, because this was definitely a title I was looking forward to.
Yes.
But I mean, it could all fall in line with Sony, even tying back into Sony ducking out of E3 saying that, hey, listen, we just don't have anything ready. This was like one of the big ones that everybody was talking about, Days Gone, right? So, yeah, I mean, it's disheartening, but it's also maybe even adding more weight to them backing out of E3 just because it's not ready. I mean, I would, like you said, Noof, don't start fires where there don't need to be, it doesn't mean it's in trouble by any stretch, but it's disheartening.
Yeah, take it with a grain of salt, guys. Again, like I'm not the kind of guy that wants to be like rumors and speculation, right? We'll leave that to other podcasters. But I mean, you never really know. I'm sure if something concrete comes out, we'll hear about it. But at least you never really know with these things. It's had a couple of significant delays already, and we haven't really seen a lot of the game. Even at Sony's last showing, they've been kind of quiet. So let's move down the line here and let's get Invader's take.
Well, it's hard to say, as you guys were alluding to. I was looking forward to the game as well. I thought it was one of the more interesting titles. I know it's a zombie game, but the world itself kind of intrigued me in the way that the player traveled around on the bike and the environments. I thought that was neat. And the characters and so forth. As far as the release date goes, it's funny because they had... It sounded like a pretty set date, April 26th, I believe the date was. And now, with a leaked image for and then you see, it could be right towards the end, possibly, of the year. It wouldn't shock me that it would get delayed, as you guys were alluding to. We haven't seen a lot of recent gameplay for it. But from what I have seen, it does look like a really interesting, compelling game to me, with all the zombies on and so forth. I thought it was working okay from what I saw.
Sure.
But honestly, it's totally possible. We know that Sony's basically sticking to their guns with whatever exclusives they've talked about the past year or two. They've canceled, or they basically notified everybody that, hey, we're not going to E3 and a whole bunch of other conferences they skipped out on. So it is within the realm of possibility that the game could be delayed even further just to pad out their lineup. It is possible. Personally, I do think that they are going to stick to an April, even a May release date, but it's not out of the question. It's not out of the question for sure that it could be delayed. And hey, I mean, there could be problems with the game that we don't know about. So if they could delay it, and if it improves the game, then why not?
Absolutely. Jago, jump in on this one, bro. And another thing, isn't this the only game, though, from Sony's lineup that we actually know at this point has a release date, and that is April 22nd, if I'm correct? We don't know anything about Last of Tsushima. That one has no date. And we also don't know anything about The Last of Us 2, which still has no date, right? No.
Yeah. As far as I know, this was the only one that we had the third release date for, or whatever, how many release delays this has been. But for anybody that knows me, knows I am a zombie. Depends on the zombie type of game, the genre, or whatever. But I'm a zombie fan. I'm a huge fan of The Walking Dead. And last night's episode of The Walking Dead was crazy, and I'm not going to say spoilers, but it'll make you cry. But anyway, if if Days Gone gets delayed, I mean, if it's just this leak is true, and honestly, I have not even seen it because I've been working so many crazy hours. I just saw you put it in a topics list, and I was like, no, oh, come on, man, this is like the third time or fourth time it's going to be delayed. But like Invader said, the game, honestly, being we're all Xbox fans here. Let's be honest. But at the end of the day, we're video game fans, and I'm a PlayStation fan too as well. Days Gone, right? I mean, it looks like a playable version, in my opinion, of The Walking Dead. It looks freaking amazing, and I actually have that. Yeah. I have that pre-ordered already, believe it or not, along with Anthem and Resident Evil 2 because I'm a Resident Evil fan. This is going into the territory of like Crackdown now. Come on now. I mean, delay.
True.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
true.
but no matter how many times it gets delayed, if you're a zombie, and it looks like a solid zombie game. Let's be honest. It looks really solid. The gameplay mechanics, the motorcycles, I mean, just the facial animations, the animations, everything. If you watch that, what was it, a 30-minute thing they did like 4, 5, 6 months ago, like gameplay on YouTube, that's where I saw it. You saw that, it looked amazing. I was like, this is reaffirming why I'm getting Days Gone day one. If it gets delayed, yes, I'll be disappointed. Of course, a lot of people who were anticipating this game, but at the end of the day, all we want is a playable, like enjoyable game, not a broken, buggy mess. Like,
exactly.
and I haven't even played it. I don't have to be because I'm not a Fallout fan. It's trash to me. I'm sorry, but if you believe everybody that's like posted about it is a broken, buggy mess. At the end of the day, we want a game that doesn't need 10,000 patches day one just to get it halfway playable. So if it gets delayed again, that's fine, as long as I get a full, complete, unbroken mess that I can enjoy myself and not have to bitch and complain to the developer. So, I mean, if it gets delayed again, that's fine, but whatever, dude. I mean, I'm still a fan. I'm still a fan.
I want to specify the people in the chat, okay? Because we are looked at as being primarily Xbox guys. And again, I don't want to get us looped in with the whole fucking group that likes to start bullshit. And then all of a sudden we got 50 podcasts making up stories about this podcast because we apparently made up a story. Not saying that at all. Again, where I originally saw this was it was a site that had it listed and it said I think it was December of 2019. And like I said, in the realm of gaming, anything is possible, right? We do know that Sony's lineup looks a little tame at this point. It could change for the end of the year. So you never really know. I know April 22nd, I think, is the date that they've gone with. It was originally February because it was coming out within that big glut.
It was coming out on the same day as Anthem.
Absolutely. So again, a face in the chat is saying, yeah, he thinks it's a placeholder, and that could be all it is. We're not going to stick on this topic too much longer. We do want to hear from 2 more people. Let's get down to the snail trail herself, Primal.
I'll make this pretty quick because you guys covered pretty much everything that I'm thinking of. But just like Jago, I'm a Walking Dead fan, so having that feel definitely gets me interested. But
Jesus, you're a Walking Dead fan too?
Yeah. Have you not been paying attention to me this whole year? No, I'm just kidding. But no, I'm all for delays. Like if for the right reasons, though. If it's to fix something or to add something, by all means, make this game ready for me to play. But if they're using it as some kind of weird tactic because they don't have an E3 coming up this year and they're trying to push things to make themselves look better throughout the year, that's kind of fucked up to the gamers. So
I was going to say, you need to think about this. I just thought about it. Sony, with their sparse lineup now that they've already kind of blew their load, they need to make sure Days Gone is fantastic and perfect on launch day.
So I'm sure they have their reasons. We'll never know because Sony's weird sometimes. I'm not against Sony, but they're definitely on a different level than other people. But yeah, as long as it's for the right reasons, I don't have a problem with it being delayed.
No.
And lastly, Lunch. How about yourself, my friend? What would be your take if it's delayed? Do you think it would be a good thing, possibly, or just go ahead?
I'll tell you, I'm the first one on here that's not interested in the game at all.
Well, there you go.
I really I'm over zombie games. I've had enough. And maybe later on down the road I'll check it out. But yeah, like everybody says, delay it. I mean, don't release something that's not ready. Don't
Exactly.
make people
Mhm.
hate your game before they even get a chance. Like, give these people time. These developers get put on fucking such a strict deadline, and then they release games that are just not ready.
Right.
Well, look,
Give them the time and the resources to get a game that people are going to love. That's
look at the
really all I gotta
delays
say
we got
about
with Crackdown, and then they show it at XO this year, and the multiplayer destruction looks freaking fantastic. So
Mhm.
it. Yeah, from what they showed at E3 in what 2016
yes,
to what they showed recently,
Yeah.
it's a completely different game because they
Okay,
gave
so
them the time to do it.
let's go down the panel here real quick, and we'll end this one off and move on to another topic. We'll start with Proto Foxy. Dude, are you planning to buy Days Gone? Is it a yes? Is it a no? Is it a maybe?
Oh, absolutely, yes. I'm definitely, it's a purchase for sure.
Primal.
It's
Yes,
not a
no,
priority.
Sorry? It's a what? It's a priority? Priority?
It is not a priority for me.
So it's kind of a
No.
3 for Primal, maybe. So okay. Lunch. So I think you already said. So I think yours is pretty much a no for at least for now.
For now, yeah. Not getting it.
Jago, 1 or 2.
pre-ordered already. So that's a 1-1. If that's what that's, I got it pre-ordered, brother. So it's day one for me.
Gotcha. Back over to the chat. What is going on? Saltiest Gaming has graced us with his presence up in the
Yes, he
chat. We
has.
also got Cyber Gunter in the house. That is nice. And
Cyber!
BZ Nasty, bringing some nastiness up in here. And lastly, let's go with Invader. Yes, no, maybe on Days Gone.
The PS4, then yes, I would. Actually, you know what? I made a video saying what my most anticipated games for 2019 was, and I put Days Gone up there. I mean, to me, it is a compelling game, so yes, I would get it if I owned a PS4.
And it is a 1 for me. I will be getting it probably the day it
Yes,
drops.
yes.
It does look really good. It kind of
It does.
reminds me if you took The Last of Us and combined it with that movie World War Z, and there you go. That's
Well,
kind of
listen-
how I looked at it.
It almost, in my opinion, it looks like a playable version, the closest you're gonna get to The Walking Dead. Let's be honest. If you love The Walking Dead, and Primal, she can agree, looks like a playable version of The Walking Dead, and I am down with that.
And to answer Face's question in the chat, he said, you're going to buy a PS4 for Days Gone. Face, she actually has a PS4. I think everybody on this panel now, with the exception of Invader, has a PS4. So,
Yeah, of course I do.
yeah, so there you go. Anyway, guys,
Invader's gotta get on the stick, man.
we have beaten that fucking topic to death like a fucking porn star penis. Let's get over to the next topic or whatever. Supersonic Station looks like he wants to jump in here. Give him a second, maybe we will. But anyway, let's keep the show moving along. Let's get down to our next topic of the evening. Just let me jump in here and find that list again. Like I said, not a whole lot of hard concrete topics this week. I think we had it was a big thing. Oh, well, first of all, let me just say I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving weekend. Let me just start off by saying that in Canada we don't celebrate Thanksgiving in November; it's in October. But I do hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving and found a few things to at least be thankful for. We're all still on the right side of the ground, so that's always good.
I'm still living, yes, sir.
Another article, guys, and this one Invader also shared me a link out on, and I also was reading a few different things. Battlefield 5 just came out. I see there are a few people playing this game, but apparently, according to the article, they indicate that physical sales are actually just about half of the Battlefield 1. Now, I'm wondering, is that because, again, the trend to digital, or do you honestly think people just really aren't excited about that game? Because it's kind of, for me, it's a bit of a mix of both. And I think other people are really busy right now with games like Fortnite. People are busy with Red Dead Redemption. People are super busy with Black Ops 4. Where does this game fit in on the scale? Now we're going to throw it over to the guest on this one to start us off. Lunch, Battlefield 5, man, have you had a chance to play it? If so, what do you think of it? And what do you think of if the sales are low? Like, what's your take on it? Are you surprised or what?
I don't think the physical sales is a big issue. It's digital's getting huge. Game sharing's getting huge. So one, you're gonna see sales drop anyway. You got people sharing everywhere now. As far as the game itself, I hear mixed reviews on it. Some people absolutely love it. Some people say it's buggy. It is what it is. Like, I'm not a huge Battlefield fan. I have a few of them, but I really didn't ever get into playing them a lot. So
Right.
I really don't. I don't see the sales being an issue right now. I think they picked a bad time to release it,
Right.
and if they would have released it, say October, and then had a big sale on it for Black Friday, they probably would have had huge sales.
That's a
Just
possibility. Now
dropping
I'm
it
hearing
during the
good
week
things
of
about
Black
that
Friday
custom
and
console.
putting a small sale on it, you're not going to get as many sales on it as you'd expect.
Right. Absolutely. Let's shoot this one over to Invader.
All right. Well, it is a little concerning. Actually, it is concerning that it does have about half the sales of Battlefield 1, if that's the case. Considering well, you have to look at the amount of hype and energy there was. Like around Battlefield 1, like a lot of people were pretty receptive to it throughout its marketing campaign for when it was revealed. And then you look at Battlefield 5, and from its initial reveal, there were a lot of like head scratching moments. People were confused, and then there was really, really terrible messaging towards the consumer and marketing from DICE and EA. And another gaffe from them. And you could look at the digital sales. They could be more. Digital sales are constantly going up and up and up in comparison to physical. But Battlefield's a huge franchise, so it's very concerning for it. I think that between their marketing and that, people who have looked into the game, there's actually the content. I don't know if it's there. I mean, I remember even for Battlefield 1, the content wasn't even all there, for example. But I was forgiving to it because I enjoyed the experience. Here, they even a few weeks before the game released, they delayed one of their highly touted modes, the Firestorm mode, the Battle Royale mode, like another 5 months. So people don't want, in my opinion, I don't think fans are the consumer base is receptive to the piecemeal kind of approach of this game. You're going to be paying a $60-$70 game, and you're getting not a lot of content, like 2 or 3 war stories. You get 9 maps for the multiplayer, and then you gotta wait for all the content, like the Firestorm DLC. So I think it's a mix of things, honestly, and it's not very good for the franchise.
Absolutely. Well, I've heard so far. I mean, multiplayer. It's like I heard. Lady Foxfire. She was talking about. Said it's fantastic, but once again, the apparently the campaign in this one is a bit of a letdown. I heard it was extremely short and just not very memorable, so to speak. I've seen a little bit of video footage here and there on it. I really haven't paid too much attention because I didn't plan on buying the game. So that's quite interesting itself. But like I said, the competition's fierce this year, fiercer than ever. And I don't know. I think part of the reason it struggled is also because I'm not sure people want it to go back to the World War setting. A lot of people are opting, like again, for the Black Ops and stuff. Which I'll slide this one over to Primal.
I definitely agree with you saying that some people are getting kind of sick and tired of World War II. We've done it over and over and over again. Also the timing the timing of the release going up against Call of Duty is a risky and dangerous move. Like I would say almost 8 out of 10 times COD is going to beat Battlefield. I'm not saying that it's a better game or not. But as far as physical copies, I'm gonna go back to what Bizzle was saying. Game sharing is a really big deal, especially when it comes to multiplayer games. In comparison to any game that you can play with your friends to a single player, you're more likely to get the physical copy of the single player versus just buying a digital copy and having more people to play with. But yeah, I think I don't know. I wouldn't be too worried about the sales going down. And it's kind of like, as far as Battlefield goes, I see it. Some people might be waiting for it to even go cheaper because I know during like the Christmas sales and stuff, shit gets dirt cheap. And Battlefield could also be like one of the other Battlefields where it's like $5, $10. Like they were doing that with Hardline for a while. They did it with Battlefield 1 for a little bit and Battlefield 4, where you could get it for like $10. So some people may be just waiting.
Absolutely. Let's throw this one over to Jago, and then we'll get Proto Foxy on this one.
Well, okay, guys, it's 2018. The physical sales are always declining. Let's be honest. It's only digital sales are only going to climb and become, it's going to take over the market unless you're like a dinosaur like me or Newth, or there's people who like who like physical. I mean, for Christ's sake, I bought a arcade one-up machine. I love physical. Let's get physical. Oh no, sorry, it was last week. I wouldn't. I mean, I don't give a shit at the end of the day because as long as they offer a physical copy of a game, I will buy it physical. The sales, it's common freaking sense. I mean, the digital sales are going to go up. And I don't think that's a big deal, as far as the sales goes, because digital is taking over. I think and like Primal said, I think Battlefield tried to copy Call of Duty last year with the World War II setting, and let's be honest, you saw it on Twitter, you saw it everywhere. Everybody was clamoring to go back to boots on the ground, and Call of Duty did it first, and it was a great campaign. And I've heard that it was, Battlefield 5's got a short campaign, and Call of Duty World War II campaign was not 5 hours. It was fantastic. I just think it's it's just they're riding the coattails of a trend that is already over because it's 2018. People move on quickly from something they're clamoring for. You get because people are impatient now. Video gamers are impatient as hell and are whiny little assholes most of the time. Let's be honest. And we got Call of Duty War, we got Boots on the Ground, we got World War II. Okay, next, Battlefield 5, Battlefield's doing Call of Duty or World War II. They're like, all right, we already did that again. So now they're they're moved on. It's just I don't care. I mean, at the end of the day, Battlefield, I've enjoyed Battlefield, the game series, the campaigns. At least it has a campaign, but I don't put too much stock in worrying about physical digital sales because let's be honest, to be a realist, it's going that way. At the end of the day, buy it if you want to play it. If not, move it. Move. Buy Felicia. Don't buy the damn thing. I mean, really, it's not that important.
It just needs a new formula. There needs to be something.
Yes.
If there was a game type where I didn't have to run 800 miles so I could die from getting shot in my toe, yeah, sure.
Well, gamers can be some of unless you're old school. Like, well, I don't try to get into shit on Twitter. I try to be just as PG as I can be. But a lot of these guys, that a lot of these guys or girls on PCs are younger than us. They whine and cry about every freaking thing, and as soon as they get it, they move on to something else. I'm like, and now Battlefield. You know what I'm saying?
What the hell?
We got a horse that joined the room, apparently.
We got
Supersonic Station is here with a brand new avatar. What's going on, Supersonic?
Hey, what's going on? I just want to pop in.
That's awesome.
Thank you. I bought a PlayStation 4 and I'm slowly turning into a damn pony. Graphic God, Jay Williams, this is all your fault, Graphic God. I'll get you.
Turn into Yoshida.
Oh, man. All right, Protofoxy, how do you feel about Battlefield, my friend? Did you even play the game? And what do you think about sales being a little underwhelming?
I haven't played it yet because that is actually my Christmas present from Glitch this year, so I'm waiting and being patient. I mean, but I still am excited for it. I mean, first off, I'm going to parrot what everybody's saying at this point. It's like, this article is about physical sales purely. So obviously you're going to see the digital rise, but I will say it's also a bit disheartening, but at the same time, you got to look at everything it's up against. I mean, its release was real awkward, and that's just putting it mildly.
It was awkward.
Yeah, it was really awkward. The marketing was really awkward, and then everybody wants to go back and compare it to Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 was a completely different experience as far as, storyline goes. That was interesting. No shooter had touched on World War 1 like ever as far as
you went from Battlefield 4 to 1. That's a huge shot.
That was a huge jump. Yeah, it was a huge jump for sure. And then you're going back to World War 2 and like everybody's saying, Call of Duty did that first last
Yep.
year. So yeah,
Yep.
obviously people have moved on from it and this, that, and the other thing. And then of course, like Invader had said, and it's a fact. You're getting an incomplete game out of the box at this point. You're not getting Firestorm, which to be completely honest with you, I give two shits about Firestorm. It's Battle Royale.
Yeah.
I'm sick to death of even
Yeah.
hearing of a Battle Royale mode.
Yep.
I just don't
Thank
care.
you. Thank
You
you.
know. But you're still not getting the complete experience. What, only 3 campaign missions is what it's shipping with?
Something
And then-
like that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like what, 3-4 hours or something on this one?
Yeah, it's where's the rest of that? You know?
That's what I heard. 5
Yeah,
hours.
I mean, and that's very disheartening because it's like,
Yeah.
okay, you're basically, like everybody's saying, you're paying full price for an incomplete game. I hope the hell that DLC is free. I mean, I'm not paying anything for it, obviously, this year. but it's, I mean, I could understand where the folks
Right.
are going to be very upset about, hey, I just dropped $60 and now I'm going to have to pay to get the rest of the game. Nah, that was a bonehead move on EA and DICE's part for sure. The fact that it was an awkward launch, that it was ill-timed. Again, everybody's mentioning you got Black Ops 4, you got all, you got all this AAA stuff out right now, Red Dead 2, this and that. They probably, and again, hindsight's a mother, right?
Yeah.
They probably should have waited until post Thanksgiving or closer into December to Christmas or bank on some kind of sale, or maybe they'll do some kind of fire sale for the physical copy, right before Christmas. Who knows? But yeah, again, it's disappointing.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to leave off and just did I get out to everybody on this topic? I think I did.
Yeah, you did.
Sure.
Okay, I'm just going to say and leave it off and say that Battlefield, is still one of the big franchises, but I think DICE is going to have to, go back to the drawing board a little bit and figure out what their fan base really wants and try to invigorate this franchise a little bit. Because if you look at it, they've now not only had Battlefield, which is starting to stagger, just when it was starting to get momentum too a couple years ago versus Call of Duty, now it's starting to stagger, and they've also had sort of lukewarm success to some degree with the Battlefront series as well. So they've got 2 franchises right now that are a little bit iffy, and that's not good moving forward. So I know I think based on the fans I've heard, if DICE is to do the smart thing, they bring back the Bad Company series and make that fucking thing just shine.
Yes,
absolutely. I would kill for another Bad Company. That would be the way to go.
I think they fucked up last year. It was obvious, when Call of Duty World War II came out, and then we saw, what was it? I don't know how many months later, but it was a Battlefield 5. It was a Call of Duty World War II setting. All they did was copy Call of Duty. Let's be honest. That's all they did. Yeah, and that didn't work. It hasn't worked.
Here's the thing, like Cyber Gunner brings up a great point in the chat. Like, it's going to go down in price soon, and I get that. And a lot of gamers kind of wait for the price drop. But when it comes to multiplayer games, there's one big difference between a multiplayer game and its price drop versus a single player game. And that is, a single player game you can enjoy anytime because you're not dependent on the community and you're not dependent on your friends, which is one advantage to all of those games like God of War and The Last of Us, is that you're never your enjoyment is not indicative about who plays with you. But the problem that I've found in the past, and many of you guys and gals probably feel the same way, is that by the time you have to jump on these games on the bandwagon because you get them when they're cheap. Game Pass,
I know where you're going.
Your friends have moved on. Nobody wants to play the fucking thing, and the game becomes practically useless. And this is a problem I still have today. It's a problem I've had for years. Outside of the odd game like Gears or Halo, some of the staple ones you might be able to pick up a few people. But if it's not one of the big, say, 3, 4, or 5 games, it's super tough to even get 2 or 3 people to play these things. And you guys probably feel the same.
Oh no, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. Like Titanfall 2. I mean, it still has a player base, but it's dropping off, and you might spend, I don't know. I used to spend, the last time I played it's been a couple months ago, but you spend like at least 5 minutes trying to wait, or more sometimes, for, depending on what game mode you were playing, for a match to start.
Yeah, and Jago, guess what? Guess what, Jago? That's another EA published game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. I know. Oh no, they screwed over Titanfall 2. I remember. I got pissed.
Oh
And
yeah.
hell, it was the same thing with me and Destiny. So I mean, I definitely get that for sure.
That's why I was so proud to pick up Assassin's Creed Odyssey single player game for $12 on Black
It's
Friday.
good.
That's a
Yeah,
great
good.
segue into my next topic, actually, because that's what I wanted to talk about. Was I wanted to get in and chat about well, Thanksgiving weekend. Obviously, it was also a weekend that many people take advantage of Black Friday sales. I thought it was funny. I saw this one tweet. It goes, "Was it Black Friday sales in the U.S.?" and it shows all these people practically beating down the door and running each over. And then they show Canada, and it's like 4 or 5 people walking in and like high fiving people. And then they show the UK, and it's like one person walks in and he's really quiet. And it's like, what the fuck, right? I will say that while this trend of Black Friday just started becoming a little bigger in Canada, it's not anywhere close to the frenzy that you guys get south of the border. It is getting bigger here. Obviously, retailers trying to take advantage of that and get the wallets full before Christmas, that sort of thing. But yeah, it's not nowhere as good. We don't often get the same sort of like crazy ass deals that you often see in the U.S. But I wanted to segue. It was a great segue by Jago because I wanted to ask you guys, and I don't know how I want to do the order on this one. Perhaps I'll let Protofoxy take it, but I just wanted to talk about Black Friday deals. Why did you score? What do you think were some of the best ones that stood out to you, that sort of thing? And maybe overall, who do you think from a video game standpoint, more or less, won Black Friday, who probably had the best the best sales punch overall? And I'll just give my quick take and then I'll hand it to the floor. I just wanted to say that for me personally, I know what my Christmas gift is this year, and I'm happy to say to the chat that my wife went out and bought me a nice little new laptop, which I haven't opened. I'm not open until Christmas. So I finally have a laptop that should actually be able to run this internet and all this shit effectively so I don't be cutting out all the time in podcasts. I got a nice little 4-core Ryzen 5 with a Vega 10 mobile graphics. So it's not a gaming PC. It's just something to do this shits and giggle stuff and maybe do a little processing along the way. And Dealer Gaming gave me the thumbs up on it, so I guess it's not too bad for the money spent. So that's what I picked up. Outside of that, guys, I did score a couple of things to my Xbox friends. I do apologize. A lot of it was PlayStation stuff because I needed an extra controller. Scored one for $50. Picked up God of War for $30. That's pretty much it for me. Yeah, I had God of War before. For those of you who might be saying, what the hell, Noof? You God of War? Yeah, I had it before, and then I traded it when I got rid of my PlayStation last. I'm on my fourth PlayStation. I won't get into that. But anyway, yeah, some PlayStation stuff I kind of picked up, including a little unboxing. I don't know if you guys saw it. I got this little kit at Walmart. It's like $30. Comes with like a beanie hat and a notepad and all that shit. But anyway, you can go check that out for yourself. Let's head over to the panel. I want to know what you guys, anybody in the chat as well, let me know what you guys picked up for the cheap, and especially if it's physical, because like the digital sales are great, but they're hard to keep track of. Jago already said the Assassin's Creed for fucking steal of a deal. What was it, $12, Jago?
Yeah, that's what he said, 12.
My God. So yeah, let's go with you, Protofoxy. Did you score anything for Black Friday?
I'm the wrong guy to start on because I am vehemently against Black Friday. I've been done Christmas shopping for like 2 weeks now.
All right, well, let's get if you didn't get anything, that's fine, but let's get your take on the whole Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo. Based on what I saw, it looks like Sony knocked it out of the park with a Spider-Man bundle for $199 US. Who do you think killed it, man?
I would probably have to say, and of course, at the threat of sounding like the Sony pony here, I think Sony did, because I was in the stores the other day doing my regular rounds and whatnot, and just kind of seeing, because those deals hold out. If they don't hold out up until Christmas, they hold out at least through the weekend, and I really didn't see any notable bundles besides that. So,
okay, awesome. Well, so let's head over Primal.
I'm broke as shit. I can't afford to buy games. I don't buy games at all. I am very, very lucky to be sharing an Xbox with somebody who does buy games. So as far if I did have money though, there wouldn't be anything really that I'd be interested in getting because I've already played it. And then as far as like Sony versus Microsoft, Sony definitely had the better console deals, but Microsoft, I think, had better game deals.
Mm-hmm.
from what I saw. But yeah, Black Friday would have been cool if I had money.
Well,
Yeah.
as long as you got your munchies and your maxi pads, you're good to go.
There's your Black Friday deal.
Red Friday.
I got a bag of Doritos and a box of Tampax. There won't be no bloody messes around my place.
It's no longer a Black Friday, it's a Red Friday.
Oh God, you killed me.
How do you go? And Flo. All right, Lunch Bizzle. How you do, man? What did you score?
I got absolutely nothing because
Oh.
I have to have everything when it comes out. So I already fucking own everything.
Okay, so the good news is because you made it sound like you were fucking little poor Timothy from Ebenezer Scrooge there.
No,
You just
I'm
got
just
everything.
too goddamn
already
impatient
beat
to
you
wait for the
punch.
deals.
Yeah.
I feel you.
So
You see?
I really didn't see anything that interested me that I didn't already have. So
Okay.
maybe
So
a
nothing
few-
stood out to you. No TVs, no laptops, no particular
I'm
games. Anything that was.
building a game room right now, so I'm holding off on buying my TV.
I feel you, brother. My game room it's been. I've been building it for 2 years.
Oh,
Well,
no,
we know Jago needs a fucking other TV. That we do know.
yeah.
I'm building from the
Yeah,
ground up.
you were
Like
supposed to get this shit.
my whole garage is going to be a game room, so
Nice.
Oh, that's
I'll
awesome.
be showing it off once I get it done. But right now I'm halfway through the project, so
Well, based on
Yeah,
the ads you saw Lunch, then how about Microsoft, Nintendo, or Sony? Who at least impressed you? Who looked like they were throwing down the hardest for this one?
oh man. As far as bundles, Sony had it with the Spider-Man bundle. Microsoft needs to
Nice.
stop pushing Minecraft. It's done.
Yeah. Thank
Put-
God.
Put
Thank
something else
God.
in there that makes people want to buy an Xbox. It's not
Yeah.
if
Absolutely.
you're aiming for little kids, yes, make a Minecraft bundle, but make something that's going to get the rest of the hardcore. You can't just always push for the kids. As far as games, I saw a lot of Sony games. God of War being $17 at GameStop.
Damn.
You got, I don't know. Call of Duty was on sale, like, almost half off. Like, I don't know. I think Sony had the games and the consoles. Microsoft had a lot of good digital sales on their Microsoft store, I guess.
Right.
but I don't know. A little bit of
Jacob,
everything. Nintendo,
Jacob-
I really wasn't interested.
Yeah, and Jacob, you scored Assassin's Creed Odyssey, obviously, for a steal of a deal.
I got
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey
$7.
$12. So I was
Everybody should be playing that game. That's probably one of the best games on sale. And I'm sorry, I'm totally going to promote this game, but even if you're not an Assassin's Creed fan, give it a
No.
shot because
No.
it's something.
No.
No.
Red Dead. I'm agreeing
Okay.
with you.
All right.
Red Dead is my game. It beat God of War. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm not saying that Red Dead isn't a better game. It does take a little bit to pick up in Red Dead for me, especially coming from Assassin's Creed, which is a much faster paced game. Story wise, and actually like getting deep into it, Red Dead definitely the story. Has
Oh,
gotten
Red
me,
Dead
holy
is so
shit, like,
good. So good.
some of the quests and missions that you have to do.
Coming from
it's
a
just
guy
so
who never beat the first Red Dead, you got to understand that.
No, same here too. And because I played this one, it's making me want to play the first one. But
Oh yeah.
you want that fast paced action, if you're really into Greek mythology and all that shit,
And I am.
Assassin's Creed is fucking awesome. Odyssey is great. But
And see, that's what sells me on Assassin's Creed Odyssey. The fact that you and a lot of other people I've talked to said that that's the way to go. It's a faster paced game,
okay.
and then
Yes.
the Greek mythology as well, because I'm a
Yes.
huge fan of it.
Okay, look,
yes, shit's all right there with you.
look. The Black Friday deals. Supersonic Station. He left. He jumped in and left. There was in my area, and I don't know about everywhere else, there was a Hisense brand, and I actually have a Hisense now in my living room because I'll watch or listen to one of Supersonic Station's videos. A Hisense brand TV. They had, and they're really good too. I know they don't, and they're not. They don't compete with the big boys, but it's really good. It's a smart 4K Ultra HD TV, and dude, they're normally really cheap during the year, but they had a 43-inch Hisense Smart TV, Ultra HD, HDR, for $120 at my Walmart, and that's the TV I wanted for my game room, but I just didn't have the funds to buy it because, like I told you guys in the pregame, my old lady, she lost her job, and I've been working some crazy hours trying to make up for it. But I did score Assassin's Creed Odyssey for $12. I mean, I like lunch. I normally buy everything when it comes out because I'm impatient to wait. But I did score Assassin's Creed Odyssey for $12. I did score an Avengers Infinity War Thor statue. That's for my old lady. She was with me when I bought it, and she's like, "Oh my God," she wouldn't let it go. I was like, "I got to check it out. Get it here so I can check it out, so I can pay for it." Awesome. I got it for half price. It's like normally $60. Got it for $32 at GameStop. I love GameStop, and you GameStop haters out there, I'm sorry you have shitty GameStops. I love GameStop. What else?
Well, let's try to get Invader's thoughts in there. I don't want to kill this to death. We're in. We still got a few more topics I'd like to get into. So, Invader, how about yourself? Did you score anything cool, man? And give us your take on who you think is, who really threw down the haymakers for Black Friday.
All right. Well, first off, Noof, I kind of envy you where you are because, man, Black Friday here is so different from the sounds of it than your area. Because people are aggressive here. People are not very kind with the Black Friday deals. The malls are mobbed, and oh man, people swearing at each other for parking spots. It is terrible.
Oh, yeah.
But
In Canada?
Do you know how some stores are starting to, even for up here, how some stores are starting to curb the line, and what they're doing to make it a little more fair is that actually you get in line and they give you a ticket number because they have a ticket for every product that's in the store. So as long as you have your ticket, I saw this with the Nintendo Switch launch where the Walmart came out, gave everybody a ticket because they had 30 come in, right? So you give everybody a ticket. If you were one of the 30, you got one, and you just basically, you could go on shop around the store knowing that as long as you had your ticket, you're going to get your Switch without having to argue, fight, and push your way to the line, which is kind of cool. But anyway, I'm going to cut you off. Keep going, man.
No, I'm just envious that way. I mean, I'm not too far from the U.S. border, so that's why it trickles in over here. But listen, I didn't really do all that much Black Friday shopping. If any, I did a lot of the online stuff. I didn't really pick up. Okay, I did pick up something for myself on the Xbox store because I've been meaning to pick this up for a while. I wanted to get it on sale. I got the Sniper Elite 4 season pass for like half off, so $17. I'll probably be streaming that sometime soon because I've been really looking forward to picking that up. Otherwise, yeah, I didn't really get that much gaming related, to be honest with you. I was doing more Christmas shopping for other people. Picked up a nice nice pair of headphones, wireless earbuds for somebody for like $100 off. So it's always nice. And yeah, as far as who won, as far as the bundles, deals, and whatnot, the games, I noticed God of War did really well. There were some really nice sales for that. And believe it or not, that Pokemon Let's Go with Eevee and Pikachu, apparently that game did extremely well. No, I didn't even think it would be on anybody's radar, but apparently it sold like gangbusters.
Boring.
Hey, I'm not saying it's my cup of tea, but apparently
and it was a full price game too. It wasn't dropped anywhere, not that I saw.
Yeah, well, apparently it sold pretty well even on Black Friday.
And that's the thing with Nintendo titles, you don't get drops all that often, even with Black Friday, so I'm not surprised that Let's Go, Pokemon Let's Go was a full price out the gate for that.
I'd rather have Poke Girl than Pokemon any day. Well, what the fuck?
But I will say this though, Sony did kill it on the bundles, like that Spider-Man bundle. It was a really sick price. I saw a lot of those go too.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's kind of weird. We have to wonder, like, if Microsoft missed the boat, because while Microsoft had amazing deals on consoles, yes, the price was good. Like, the big one that they were really pushing, if you guys know, and Lunch alluded to it, was that they were really pushing the Minecraft bundle. I know Minecraft is super popular, but, like, which kid and their damn dog does not have Minecraft or hasn't played it in some sort of thing? And I think they missed the boat.
I'm over Minecraft, man. Stop it.
I know there's two copies of it in my house.
$199 coming with one of the hottest games of the year in Spider-Man, basically giving this thing away for free, right? As if people didn't have it already. But man, that just really escalated. And then Microsoft has this lame ass Minecraft bundle, as BZ said, he went to his local store. He said there was no Spider-Man bundles to be found, but Minecraft and all the other shit was packed to the fucking ceiling. So, like, way to go, Microsoft! Like, way to blow your
honest. Let's be honest. We know as Microsoft fans that Microsoft owns Mojang. Stop putting, like what Supersonic would say, stop forcing it down our throat. Okay, stop putting it in the box.
Yeah. If they wanted to give the game away for free, but actually promote another game on the box,
they need to
a big thing, and then say, well, an extra copy of Minecraft, great, but not like it's the Minecraft bundle, because like the people with the money aren't buying that shit. I suppose parents might buy a few for Christmas, but bottom line is, I don't know.
There's 90 million players, though. Yeah, we got that, but Microsoft needs to do marketing with like the other games or the games they're trying to.
You got to look at it like this too, guys, because Microsoft's marketing deals for the end of this year, they haven't really turned out that great. Fallout 76, Battlefield 5, those games have been they've been kind of trash review-wise or getting mediocre reviews. Everybody knows about Fallout 76. And then you got Spider-Man for PlayStation. It's kind of like the darling at the end of the year. Yeah, so just positive reviews. Of
Microsoft markets the mediocre. If this game scores, this will score to be a hit and be packed with everything.
Microsoft just they're marketing what they have right now. I got that, understand that, but man, there's games out there.
Not to mention Sony also killing it right now, and the first time in a while with the PSVR phenomenal bundle deals on the Moss and. The Moss bundle for $249 without the dildo sticks, and then you could get the Creed one for a little bit more with everything. Like killer deals. People are actually snapping up some PSVRs right now, which is awesome. Like about fucking time. I don't want to beat the PSVR horse, but I'm just saying, like Sony pretty much killed it in every department. This friggin'
I'm gonna say it right now, people. If you've never played Star Trek Bridge Crew with Noof Nukem, you need to fucking.
Astrobot is amazing. It's a Supersonic. Yeah, I've heard that from a few different people, including the PlayStation Bros. And it was a great game. So indeed, yeah, for $249, it's a steal of a deal. That's $249 Canadian for a PSVR. So there you go. But yeah, man, Sony definitely killed it. I do commend Microsoft with the custom Xbox One X Battlefield bundle that has that nice sort of like sand shade. You guys see that one? Looks fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. That looked really good.
I will say over the Thanksgiving Day and over the past week or two, I've seen way more Microsoft commercials, like game commercials, and I almost want to jump up and do a fucking cartwheel and go, yes, Microsoft spending some money on some damn TV advertisement. Yes!
I know they're throwing out so much money. They can definitely be doing their marketing.
It's gotten way better. It's gotten way better.
Yeah. No, they're advertising. Microsoft has at least been advertising games a lot more. I've noticed recently. I've seen a lot more of their presence, which is good.
Yes.
So that's a nice thing to see. So anyway, it sounds like everybody did pretty much score something for Black Friday. That's fantastic. And like I said, there's always lots of great digital deals as well. Let's kind of move the boat along, shall we? We got a couple more topics. We won't keep them rolling too long, guys. Hopefully everybody in the chat is hanging out and having a good time. As we said, if we ever do hit 300 people, we're going to give away a console. So keep that in mind and share that out with your friends, guys. I mean, that's pretty good. If we get 300, you could be one of that lucky 300. And that is to any console of your choice. Whatever is out that you want, we'll buy it for you. Simple as that. So you want an Xbox One X, you want a PS4 Pro, whatever it is that you want, well, we'll buy it for you and we'll fucking ship it to you within reason. Hopefully,
Noof will run it to your freaking house.
Comes with it. I don't know if that
Noof comes with it. Noof comes with it in a bow tie.
All right. We're like I said, getting a little tight on time. We got a couple. Hopefully, we'll run through these pretty quick. I'm going to move down to another topic that's kind of interesting, and I'm going to let Invader take this away. Apparently, the latest. The fuck is it there? What game is that? God damn it, it was on the tip of my tongue. The full copy of Smash Brothers, apparently it has leaked early ahead of its release date. So Invader, give us the details on this one, and how do you think that's going to affect the game?
I don't know what the leaks are, to be honest with you.
Okay, so somebody actually got a hold of this game early, I guess.
That was me. I was the one who dropped that in the in the chat there.
I thought it was Invader, but okay. So then I'll let you take it away then, Proto.
Details are real sketchy right now. I was reading through the article through Kotaku and then seeing a couple of videos on it. Right now, they're trying to kind of trace the source of where the full copy got leaked. But what happened was the full copy of Smash Brothers Ultimate was leaked, and people are pirating it right now. So anybody who's running on on a modded Switch right now is playing it. And of course, the big thing across YouTube is videos and spoilers and such from Smash Brothers Ultimate were being put up on YouTube. And of course, now Nintendo's cracking down on it, making them pull down the content, this, that, and the other thing, which by all rights, Nintendo should do.
I thought Nintendo, like, I saw this, like, when people modding the Switches, I thought Nintendo was, like, cracking down, like, months ago about people modding the Switches.
Well, they are with their patches.
Gotcha.
But the patches can't keep up with the mods. Obviously, at this point, I'm sure Nintendo's going to drop some kind of patch that's going to brick a modded Switch, especially for Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. And now they're trying to trace sources of the leak. Some videos, and again, I'm not going to credit a bunch of different videos. Some videos are speculating because they think maybe stores in Mexico are breaking street date by a week or two, and I guess that happens quite often down there. Again, I didn't.
it does.
I didn't go full into it, but I'm just picking up information as going along, just kind of jumping into it. But yeah, it's pretty crazy when you think about it. That this is like the cornerstone in Nintendo, one of their big AAA franchises,
right?
And all of a sudden, hey, people are playing it and people are getting it for free.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
I actually just read that there was a couple different copies out, and one of them was already bricking consoles.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Now, see, I didn't even see that yet. So
I remember reading that like months ago about Nintendo. Like, they are strict as shit on people like messing with their console, and that's why I was asking, like, ain't they bricking consoles for like anybody pirating their Switch?
They haven't kept up with it, apparently.
Well, I think it's sad. First of all, it's pretty sad that people got to go and pirate games one way or the other, or they got to, break, they got to hack into them and put them out there. And the second thing I got to ask is, why the fuck would you even hack that game? I mean, who the hell wants to play that? I don't know. I'm sorry.
Well, supposedly,
I'm being sarcastic. I really don't give two rats fucking ass about it, but I know there's a big fan of that community.
I don't play Smash Brothers. Diego does not play Smash Brothers. Sorry.
I'll admit,
Frodo does, and he loves Smash Brothers.
I
know.
I guess there's really not much to say on it. I mean, somebody leaks the game. I mean, obviously not going to affect us one way or the other. It sucks for them. Nintendo's obviously very strict about it, and if they get, if they can track it down, that person could be punished. Like I said, me personally, no matter what system you own, if this comes out, you'd have to be afraid that they're going to be able to track you down and not only can you face some serious penalties, but you could also have your system could be like, locked out or not get onto the internet or be able to access anything. And I wouldn't want to take that chance with any of my consoles, you know what I mean? Let alone my Switch, right? So,
hell no.
Well, of course, Nintendo's going to crack down on it. Apparently, they had announced that it's like their most pre-ordered game. So
it is.
It's breaking records for them. And a lot of people are looking forward to this game. It's filled with content. So I'm not surprised. And Nintendo, like other panel members have alluded to, I mean, Nintendo is strict when it comes to having stuff online anyway. So, of course, they're going to deal heavily with a leak.
I'm just curious because I can't remember here, but who the hell on this panel's got a Switch? Who in the chat's got a Switch? I'd love to know if you got a Switch type of 1, if you don't have a Switch type 2, and if you could give a fuck about Switch type of 3.
I have a
Switch. Got one.
You know where I'm going with that.
I don't have one yet, but it is also up there with me getting an Xbox One. I want both, and I've played on a Switch. I actually enjoy it, and like I said before, I'm a Smash Brothers fan. I'm super excited for this one because, like Invader said, this is packed full of content.
I don't want people in chat to think I hate Nintendo, because I don't. I grew up
No,
with
they are,
Nintendo.
Jago. You totally hate on Nintendo. You just
And Primal, did I understand correctly that the only Switch you have right now is on your dildo at home?
It's usually always on.
I don't hate on. Look,
she broke that Switch.
Super Fun Brothers.
I have a saying. I grew
Something
up
I
with
haven't done
Nintendo.
yet.
I grew up with Nintendo, and Nintendo didn't grow up with me.
Right.
The last Nintendo console that I personally bought was the GameCube. After that, I was over it. I played the Wii because, let's be honest, everybody, their mother and grandmothers has a Wii, and the Wii U was marketed terribly, and it's just I was over it after the GameCube. So, but I grew up with Nintendo, guys, and I respect Mario and Donkey Kong. I played all those, so don't hate Jago. Don't hate me. I respect all you guys who still love Nintendo. It's not me anymore.
I want to shout out to some new people I haven't seen in the chat before. We got Leisha O'Connell up in here, Peter Fisher, and the A-Bomb, who also says he loves the podcast, but please stop moving it every few weeks to different channels. It's a big part of why you're not hitting 300. I do have to agree. We actually discussed this before the show, A-Bomb, and we're with you on that. Continuity is key, as well as continuity of the panel. We may be talking about switching to a different night to make sure that we can get as many people here on a week-to-week basis, but we do hear your cries. It's been noted. And we're hoping to make this podcast bigger and better. Lunch, you don't have a Switch, or do you?
I have a Switch.
Oh, you got one?
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite game on it?
I bought the thing just so I could play Zelda.
Nice. Are you getting Smash?
No.
Are you getting smashed? Are you getting smashed on Saturday night?
No. The only games I have for it right now, I have Zelda, Mario Odyssey, and Mario Kart.
Mario Odyssey did look cool as shit. I will give you guys that.
You really need at this point, in my opinion. But
that's really all I care to play. And honestly, I don't even play it because my kids took it over.
Damn.
My daughter plays Fortnite on it. All yours.
Damn.
Absolutely.
Damn.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. That's cool. Whatever floats your boat. I mean, the Switch has advantages and some disadvantages and blah, all that good stuff. But anyway, we won't kill this topic too much. There's not really a whole lot to talk about, but thanks to the chat once again. Def Jam Bam is up in here, guys.
Yeah, Def Jam's in here.
Nice. What is going on, brother?
What's up,
right,
Def Jam?
Let's keep it moving. We do have a couple more topics, and the next one should definitely be interesting. And our next topic, you guys, is all about Red Dead Redemption. And I think just about everybody on this panel has probably played it or owns it. Yes. We're just days away from the online multiplayer, so I want to know what have you guys heard about the multiplayer, and are you excited or really don't care? That's a great question. And let me just kind of reverse it this time and give some people haven't had a chance to start things off. Who hasn't had a chance to kind of open up the show yet, or open up a topic yet? Who hasn't had a chance?
Either Primal or Jago.
Primal or Jago. So we'll start with Jago then. Let's give Jago the roll.
Oh, holy shit, dude. I read an article today I never got a chance. I've said this multiple times. Never got a chance to beat the first Red Dead. I know it suck. I know. But I've beaten Red Dead Redemption 2, and I could give so many spoilers right now, and I should, but because it's been out a month. Let's just put it this way. I'm playing as John Marston at the end, and right now I've done every damn thing. I'm almost like bored to death. I'm almost bored to death. Like, I want to go start murdering people because I try to be so good in the game. But when I read this article today about the Red Dead Redemption 2 online, they were almost pretty much saying that the Red Dead Online is going to be almost like you're pretty much playing through, you're getting a whole new experience, like things to do. You're going to run into the AI characters that you ran into, or you knew in the game. If you haven't played it yet, I ain't trying to say too much, but you'll run into AI characters that you know from your gang or whatever, and there's going to be new things to do. It's almost what I got the gist from the article I read it's almost like you're playing back through Red Dead, the story, but with real people, like you can have a posse of 7 up to 7 people in a posse, and you can do like it's almost like it's like Grand Theft. They reference Grand Theft Auto Online, but you can have like one yourself. You can play by yourself or up to 7 people, and it's almost like they read like you're playing through it again, the story, and you can you'll have way more experiences like that you didn't experience in the single player, the campaign, and oh my god, it blew my mind. It's got me so freaking excited because I'm like I said, I'm playing as John Marston, and I'm like I'm kind of bored now because I've done almost everything I can do, and I started Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so now I don't know if I'm gonna go back to Assassin's Creed Odyssey right now because right now Red Dead Redemption 2 is my game of the year, and since I get it tomorrow because they've staggered the release. If you got the Ultimate Edition, depends on what edition you bought, they're staggering it to make sure it's like a beta to make sure the servers can handle the load. So if you got the Ultimate Edition, you get it tomorrow, and then all throughout the week, they're like for everybody who bought different editions, they're staggering it down to who bought what version. But dude, just read an article on it. And if you played Red Dead, it sounds so good. I'm so excited.
Dreadpool and Indie Gamer in the chat, they're plugging their ears on you, Jago. They don't want to hear you.
Yeah, you're spoiling.
At least you gave them the spoiler warning.
I didn't give no spoiler. I just said I'm playing this. I just said I'm playing this John Marston. That's it. That's no spoiler.
But why would we be playing as him all of a sudden? That's a spoiler.
Arthur's on vacation.
That's a
spoiler tags, everybody. Spoiler tags. Jago's spoiling.
I'm sorry. And I didn't say anything. I just said.
All right, well, let's go to Primal. What do you think? Red Dead Redemption 2 online multiplayer. Are you excited? What have you heard?
Well, especially after how Jago's talking about it, I'm getting.
Oh my god!
It sounds so badass. Like
it does.
It's kind of like almost going around like the Magnificent Seven type thing.
Yes.
And taking care of shit. But I am really looking forward to it. I checked recently because my daughter asked, like, she thinks I'm on it all the time. I'm like, no, I'm not. So I go and I check to see how long I've been playing, and I've put in well over 100 hours. I'm on chapter 4, and all I do, I'm just yanking skin off these animals all day. Like, I haven't done anything else.
No, skin off my animal.
I said it before when I was on News Show. All I do is I listen to music and I'm just jamming out skinning animals. It's so addicting. I need to find the best so I can bring home the good skin. You know what I mean? So
achievement for getting the most skin. I like it.
I love the good skin.
But I am definitely excited. I haven't gotten as far as Jago has with his spoiler, but I didn't
spoil anything. I said Arthur's on vacation. That's it.
But no, I definitely am looking forward to the multiplayer just to have something else to do within the game.
Oh, they did say too that you'll be able to like make your own character, like design and make your own characters. So that's fucking awesome. Yeah, I did. They didn't go in depth in the article, but I'm guessing you can because there is female characters in Red Dead Redemption 2. So yeah,
right.
That's awesome. Phenomenal. Like fuck yes, I'm gonna design the baddest, darkest looking cowboy you can make.
I was going for a dwarf Irishman, but
I'm gonna walk around with some horns on my head.
Have yourself lunch. You got the game. What do you think of it? And are you excited for the multiplayer?
I haven't really got a chance to play a whole lot of it with work and working on my room and everything else going on, but I'm trying. I get hours in here and there. But as far as the online, I am excited to play it. I'm just hoping they don't go the way that Grand Theft Auto did, where if you come in late, you're kind of just way behind the curve. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you try to jump into Grand Theft Auto right now, you got no chance. You're going to get destroyed online.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm hoping it doesn't turn into that. And I'm hoping it doesn't get the whole shark card bullshit because I got so sick of that too. But I am looking forward to Hog Tying Eve. Throwing her on the back of my head.
Is there a cheat? Is
Can't
there a
tie
cheat
myself
code
up
for?
ya.
Is there a cheat code for horse cock so I can give it to her?
Oh man.
Oh man. All right.
Don't run a different kind of train on me.
Proto, jump in here, man. Give us your take on it all. You've been playing Red Dead, right?
No, believe it or not, I have not gotten around to it yet because I just finished up the Christmas shopping. That was my rule. Christmas shopping, then I can get Red Dead. I'm done. I'm getting it. I'm super excited for the online, and let me tell you, I'm not an online gamer, like really hardly at all. But this is something I'm actually super excited about because it just seems like there's just so much more to do than running around and getting sniped by 12-year-olds in their mother's basement. You know, what I've read and what I've heard, it just seems like it's going to be more of a natural extension of the game itself, and that's actually really exciting to me because you dump in a whole bunch of time into the main storyline and stuff like that, and when you want to jump in online, you're hoping it. For me at least, I want that more immersive experience.
Dude, I got 60 plus hours just playing by myself in the campaign. And like I said, I'm over here bored to death. I wanted to start robbing motherfuckers so I can like get a bad, be a bad guy, but because I always try to be a good guy. And it sounds like a reinvention, like a reinvigoration, the online multiplayer, what I read sounds like it makes it sound like you ain't never played through Red Dead Redemption 2 to start with. That's what I got. I was like, holy shit, yes. I was like, holy
it's amazing
shit.
because it's going to be the extension and all of that. And it just seems like you're going to get a whole lot of life. It seems like they're going to go on that Grand Theft Auto plan where it's like, because you still got people going in Grand Theft Auto. How many years later? What, 5 years later?
5 years later.
So it seems like they're going to stick to that kind of game plan, which is great.
Invader, you got the game. You played it. What do you think of it all, man? And are you excited for the multiplayer? What mode does stand out to you?
No, I don't have it actually.
I will. Thank goodness.
I will.
I'm not gonna get it now because
Dude, you need to get it, bro. Come on.
No, I am. I'm trying to be the good video game guy and getting through at least a few games in my backlog at the moment. But no, I do genuinely plan to get this very soon. I will say though that judging from what I've heard, it does sound like very similar to GTA Online and the premise behind it. Very much an extension on the already engrossing world of Red Dead Redemption 2. And it sounds really cool. I mean, obviously, there's going to be all kinds of things to do, whether it be hunting and shooting and killing and skinning, or
going up against different gangs. Going up against different gangs. You can go to different gangs and posses, and you can just, there's so much.
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's like gambling in it and just like going around in the the posses, playing a few card games, and just overall.
There is.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just going to be like, you're going to be doing stuff with the AI too, hog tie-in, whoever it may be, maybe primal, like Bizzle said.
Apparently.
Like Cybergunner said, yeah, let's go. Red Dead Redemption 2 online.
But no, it's going to be interesting what they take from, 5-6 years now of GTA Online and how they're going to apply the knowledge that they've learned, the do's and the don'ts from that into Red Dead Redemption 2 online, and see how this works and how they're going to keep adapting and changing the world and making it more engrossing and just adding things to do. Because like somebody else said, the whole shark card thing, it wasn't, I don't think it was a really good idea to do that. And then a lot of people, if you didn't get into the game soon, into the online portion, then you're kind of left behind, so to speak. So honestly, I really hope they take their time with this and fully flesh out stuff to do. And yeah, absolutely. And I hope that they're smart with this and they play their cards right.
I gotta give my boy Cybergunner a hell yeah. Hell yeah! Woohoo! Woo!
Hell yeah.
All right. King Joe Fish is in the chat. King Joe Fish, thanks for joining us, bro. Glad you could make it here. And it looks like he's come back to catch up with the start of the show. Personally, I'm excited for it. I mean, I played a little bit of the old Red Dead Redemption online, but that online wasn't near as popular as I guess like online gaming has become in the last,
was
since
too
that
long
game
ago.
released, right? That game came out at a time when it was more of an afterthought. People played the campaign, they put the game away. Now it's coming out on the height of the fact that the communities are bigger than ever between the PS4 and the Xbox One, etc. And Red Dead is a franchise that's obviously huge, and it's riding the coattails of a massive online multiplayer success with GTA. So I am excited because I think there's a ton of potential. There's a ton of modes you could have. I was thinking it would be really cool if they had a train robbery co-op mode that'd be like Horde, where you'd start off robbing a small train and then you'd get a bigger train, and then it'd be more enemies on the train. It'd be harder to rob, and then eventually you'd get like this really massive armored train that you'd have to rob, and then finally the train would roll into this big ass station with banks, and you'd fucking have to take out all of them. Now this is not in the game, guys. I'm just saying I think that would be really cool if they had it. Like a mode like that.
It's funny you bring that up, Luke, because every time I ride a train, you'll get off the cars you're riding in, and you walk out, and there's the car in front of you is the armored car. And if you walk, no, I'm not spoiling anything. I'm not spoiling anything. To their door, go to their door, like they're like, get the fuck out of here! What are you doing? And start raising their guns. I'm like, dude, you can defuse it. Go like, chill. I'm okay. I was just looking, but I've never done that because I wasn't trying to be a bad guy. So in online mode, I might actually go after it with them, like a couple of buddies, try to go after the armored car on the train. That sounds fucking amazing. I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Well, it definitely sounds like as the game rolls out, again, depending on which edition you have, you get it for a couple of days early, and then they finally roll it out to everybody.
It starts tomorrow.
Starts tomorrow. I thought it was Friday.
Starts tomorrow. I think Friday. I think the general public gets it.
By Friday, everybody gets it.
Right.
It starts tomorrow, and then by Friday, everybody gets it.
And it's a beta, right?
Yeah, it's a beta.
It's beta mode for now, and then they'll tweak it. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So it sounds like people are excited for it. People in the chat, guys, are you excited for Red Dead multiplayer? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Would love to hear from you here. Yeah, I got the standard too, BZ. So I'll have to wait till Friday. Sounds like
Grace Goes Zero said I spoiled. What I spoiled? He said I spoiled. What I spoil? I didn't spoil anything.
You spoiled everything, Jago. You done ruined it.
Are you going to have the option to like build up a fort, camp, whatever?
It'd be also really cool to have a mode in that game where basically you'd have one team versus another and be called like a hunting mode. So one team would go to one side of the map and the team would go to the other, and you'd have to hunt as many animals as possible and see how many you can get within a time limit. That'd be cool.
If you read the article I read, it's almost like you can do anything. You can decide to rob banks. You can decide to hunt. You can go as a team and hunt. I read that. You can go as a team and hunt. You can go as a team and fish. You can. It's like you can be 1 or 7 as in a party, and you can do anything you want to do. It sounds amazing.
Did it have any mini games for Bang a Ho?
No, that's not allowed in Red Dead Redemption 2. They didn't put it in the game.
All 7 guys.
You can get bass. You can get bass. From the girl at the bar, but at the hotel. Sorry,
she's gonna get somebody's trout. That's for sure.
Okay, well, everybody's had a chance to chime in this. I think we got like one more topic I want to get into it. It's about a game that's kind of slipping under the radar, as I think many of us expected it kind of would, and it's a little bit sad. That is Darksiders 3. Just saw the IGN review, which gave it a 7. Not exactly overwhelming. And the question is, I'm going to start with, people on the panel here. Like, have you played it? That'll be my first question. And second of all, the other games were, I guess, modest successes. Obviously, they had to be to some degree, or we wouldn't have a third one. But, honestly, if this game does not sell well, and for some weird reason, I'm thinking it won't unless it's cheap, people will pick it up on the cheap or whatever. I have a feeling it could hit Game Pass, sooner than later. And then, you know, and if it doesn't get critical success, where does it leave this franchise? So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. Personally, I'm a Modest fan. I've had the first and second games. I've never beaten either one of them. I don't know about you guys. I think they're solid, if sort of a little underwhelming, and that's kind of what I took away from the IGN review, that it has some issues and stuff like that. But I'll start with the panel here, and I'm going to go. I'm going to start with Lunch Bizzle. He can end off on this one. Lunch, Darksiders 3. Are you getting it? Do you have it? And how important is it that this game, you know, finds success?
Oh man, I'm probably not going to pick it up right away. I've had the other two forever, and I've never finished either of them.
There you go.
But as far as IGN, I don't listen to IGN ever. They are the last person I listen to for a review. But this game does need to get good reviews if they want to continue this franchise. It was already deep water, forgotten about back when, what was it, THQ had it to begin with.
Yeah.
And it was almost gone. I mean, the fact that even third one came out is amazing, but if they can't get the people to buy it,
THQ actually business. Remember that. Yeah.
if they can't get the people to buy it, then there's not a chance of a fourth one coming out.
Right. Fair enough. Let's go with Invader on this one. Invader, how about the franchise? Are you a fan of it at all? What's your take, and how important is it that this game find critical and mostly financial success, or it could be dead?
Well, I've played the first Darksiders, and I really enjoyed that one. I do have the second one on the back burner at the moment in my digital collection. But 3, you know, it's amazing because I thought the game actually looked pretty good. The problem was it had like zero marketing and nobody was talking about it. And you know, I read some of the reviews are all over the place for this game. It's so weird. I don't think I've ever seen like a mishmash of scores like this before. You either got like a high scores or like extremely low scores, almost below where the Fallout 76 reviews are at the moment. So it's kind of all over the place. It's almost like the game, like it looks good. It's just I don't think it's much more an advancement over the last couple of games. Right. So I think a lot of people are just kind of miffed by it. The platforming doesn't seem as good or as advanced as it should at this point in time. But it's a shame because I like the lore. I think the game does look good, and it's just in a tough place right now, especially when they put it in November, where you got it's already crowded as it is, and people are talking about. You know, we're just talking about the Red Dead Online beta, which comes out tomorrow, and that's getting so much more traction than a release for this game, and that's kind of sad, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
But it's a shame where this is, because it's a nice series, and I would hate to see it like go away. But it might, unfortunately, it might be the case.
Yeah, and THQ is the publisher on this one, correct?
THQ Nordic, yes.
Right, THQ Nordic, yeah.
Gotcha. Proto, what do you take, man? Are you a fan of this franchise, and where do you kind of see this one sitting after, like I said, lukewarm reviews for the most part and all that stuff?
Actually, I am not a big follower of the franchise. I played the first one for a bit, and I thought it was cool. 3 wasn't even on my radar at all, to be honest with you. So that kind of shows where I was sitting with that. I didn't, you know, this was the first time I really even heard anything about 3. You know, and the fact that it's getting kind of off the wall reviews. Some people are going mediocre. I mean, for me personally, I don't go by reviews. I'll check something out if it catches my interest. But this one, up until the moment, I hadn't even really thought much of it. So that's where that stands. I mean, it's for people who want to play the Darksiders series and want to keep it going. Like, you know, Invader obviously is a fan. It's a shame because it just seems like this is just so all over the place, and you know the marketing was non-existent. I would be very hard pressed to see a 4th installment at this point.
Absolutely. And you know, when you just started that whole thing off, you said it's not on my radar. This in itself is a little bit like that's what makes you concerned, because it seems like so far we haven't heard from all the panel yet, but everybody's kind of like lukewarm to it. And that's not a good feeling when you got a new game that very few people are excited about. It kind of makes you wonder, like, is it a marketing thing? Is the game just not appealing to enough audiences? Is it just a, you know, like if this was a I mean, that game in most parts is very similar to God of War, but yet God of War has been a massive success financially and critically, and yet this game has not found that same traction, even though the characters themselves, I think, are phenomenal. So there's something missing here. Let's head over Primal.
Yeah, just like you guys have been saying, I honestly completely forgot about it. I didn't even know it was coming out so soon. I did play some of the first one. I haven't beat it. It's in my backlog. But unfortunately, I feel like one, due to like how Invader said, the release time of it wasn't really that good. It kind of just appeared. It might just kind of fade away, which would be kind of sad, because it is a good idea. The gameplay is very interesting. The storyline is very interesting, but there just isn't enough for it. And a 7 really isn't. A 7's high, but from how spoiled we are, if it's not higher than like an 8.9, unfortunately, some of these games do fade away.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, when the games are not, when they're not critical successes and they don't have a lot of marketing behind them, the game comes out and it basically fades out before it even gets traction. You know what I mean? Because there's not the buzzword. People are like, man, you've got to check out this sleeper hit of a game, you know, and then all of a sudden it gets swept underneath the rug, right? So that's, you know, it's always a bit of a problem. All right, who have we got left to go? Is it Jago?
Yep. You haven't come to me yet, brother.
All right, Jago, it's your turn. You're up.
I read an article this morning. I'm like most of the panel. I've played Darksiders 1, never beat it. I got Darksiders 2, never touched it. I read an article this morning by Eurogamer, and the developer, I think it's Gunfire Games, I think is what was in the article. They said that Darksiders 1, if you played it, I mean, you know, if you're a fan of it, it's fantastic, whatever. You're a fan of that franchise. And then Darksiders 2, I don't remember exactly what they were talking about. They tried to introduce something new with like the weapons or something, a weapon wheel or something. I don't remember exactly. And they tried to do too much to change it. And then they said Darksiders 3, Gunfire tried to, like, they stripped it down like way back. They stripped all those things away that was new in Darksiders 2, and it was very basic. Like, I mean, and they said in the article that if you had played Darksiders 1 or Darksiders 2, basically they said if you played Darksiders 1, you knew what was coming, 1 or 2, but it was lackluster. I mean, I don't remember exactly how she. I can't remember the girl's name who wrote the article, but it was lackluster. And if you played Darksiders 3, you've already played better. Is how she pretty much worded it. You already played better by Darksiders 1 or 2, and that's sad because THQ has been resurrected, and that's not a good look on them. And it feels like they were trying to be safe. Maybe, like, you know, fans of Darksiders trying to get fans of the first two Darksiders games to buy the game, but you strip too much away from it, and that's not good. That means I don't know. It wasn't on my radar either. So good. It's no good.
Okay, did I miss anyone, or has everybody had a chance to talk on Darksiders here? Everybody's good?
I think you got everybody, bro.
Okay.
Seems like it.
All right. I hope I got to everybody, because sometimes when you're going back and forth in the panel, sometimes it's easy to miss somebody and you're like, oh, shit, I didn't give you a chance to get your 2 cents in. I'm going to start to wrap. I'm going to tackle one thing very lightly. I don't want to go into too much detail on it because this is just kind of an opinion piece. But I wanted to talk to the panel about something that is intriguing, but also could be problematic. And I think I talked to Invader and Primal a little bit about this when we started before everybody jumped in the panel. And that is, Microsoft has basically come out and said, you know, they've got all these studio acquisitions, which is phenomenal. It's going to only mean good things moving forward. Saying that, they more or less also admitted that, you know, they're giving a lot of these companies now a bit of an open budget to do as they please and make the products they've always wanted to make. Again, sounds really positive, but we've also seen many times in the past, studios get a little too much freedom, they get a little too creative, and games come out and they either slide under the radar or they come out and they're a little too weird. People don't gravitate to them. Like basically now, you know, everybody's going for the Battle Royale clone. Everybody's going for a Call of Duty clone. And I'm not saying for any of their studios to copy those formulas, but the bottom line is there is a slight market that sells really well, and everything else after that is pretty much a question mark. You don't really know exactly what's going to be a hit, what's going to be a miss. I think Microsoft really needs more than anything. They have franchises they know are going to bring in some bucks, like Gears of Forza, Halo, but outside of that, what do they have, right? What is going, we don't know what's going to be a financial success. And most importantly, one thing they do need is they need some games that are going to be critical juggernauts. They're like literally franchises in the making. And that doesn't normally happen unless either fans buy the shit out of it or it's a really critical, successful game. So what I'm thinking is with the big budgets could come a little bit of a loosey-goosey attitude. So I hope that the quality control is there, and I also want to see Microsoft, you know, be vigilant as well. Just like too much leash sometimes is not always a good thing, and I could definitely see some of these guys, especially the ones we're not really sure about, like compulsion games or and stuff like that, just going out on a limb, making some weird ass shit that just doesn't fucking sell. I mean, Rare. I mean, Sea of Thieves had one of the things Sea of Thieves had going for it, obviously, was the name behind it with Rare, right? But if that had been any other company but Rare, would it still stand as tall or have been received the way it was? And it obviously had a lot of critical things too. So with the panel and whoever wants to go for this, go for it. Just kind of, what do you think? Is it a double-edged sword here? Do they have to just be really careful? You know, maybe we'll start out. Well, let's let Prime jump in and start this one first.
I think it's fantastic. It's very exciting, and it's going to get people to push their limits. But like you were saying, sometimes it's like when people go above and beyond, it's like a little too much. Such as a certain someone doing a certain walking simulator for Sony, we're all kind of like, what the fuck? Because they let him do whatever he wanted, and as much as I think it's great, it has to be within some limits. You can't just go too crazy because you're gonna lose us, especially if you're gonna be taking games or sequels of games even. You just got to be careful, but I am very excited to see how far these guys can go. I want to see them push the limit, but not too much. So we'll just see, fingers crossed.
Like, for example, this was Nintendo and they were in the same scenario. Can you honestly see Nintendo going to any studio and saying, well, you can make whatever game you want? Because I definitely would not see Nintendo doing it, because they'd be like, you can make pretty much anything as long as it's kid and family friendly. There can't be boobs, can't be nudity, can't be even
exactly.
there can't even be fucking voice actors in it because all their goddamn games are all text, right? You know what I mean? Like, exactly. But anyway, don't want to get off track. Keep going. Finish what you're saying.
No, you can go right ahead. I'm done.
Okay, let's hand it over to your partner in crime, Mr. Bizzle. Let's put some sizzle on this, bro.
Oh man, I like that they're giving them the freedom to do what they want, and I guess I'm just interested to see if they give us something that we want. I mean, we're getting all these games that are like everybody wants to call mediocre, and a lot of the Microsoft exclusives I'm not really having too much fun with this year, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't get into them. I don't know if I just can't get into them. That's all there is.
Right. So of the studios that Microsoft acquired, then Biz, which studio do you think is most likely to find success with this sort of template, and which do you think could possibly screw it up?
Well, Rare's already done a decent job of screwing it up. I'm really interested in seeing what Obsidian's got to do, and also, what if I can even think of it? Ninja Theory. I want to see what playing Hellblade was fucking amazing. The game was brilliant. Yes. I want to see what else they can do. If they can do that with as small of a group as they had, I'm interested to
No
see what they can
budget.
do with a fully staffed crew and the funds to do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
I agree with you. I think Ninja Theory is most likely the most likely to succeed, is if they want to call it that. They have a pedigree. It's obviously every Xbox fan jumped out of their pants when we found out they got acquired. So I definitely agree with you there. Let's hand it over. Let's get Invader on this one.
Sorry, Invader. One more thing. I want Obsidian to make another KOTOR. That's it.
Yeah,
Just please
that
do
would
that.
be mind
Just
blowing.
give me another Knights of the Old Republic.
Right. Which you'd love, but unfortunately, that means Microsoft would somehow have to acquire a Star Wars license, which could be quite difficult.
They got the money.
Well, I
for
think EA's got all that shit first, don't they?
Yeah, they do. I think EA's got that on lockdown at the moment.
So there you go. So it ain't happen. But maybe you get a really cool game like that in the same vein. All right, Invader, you want to jump in here? It seems like the fucking ship is sailed out here. The sails are up, and everybody's already jumped. I know. I went like a half an hour to 40 minutes longer than Glitcher. Everybody's like, fuck's sake, man, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to these hour and a half podcasts anymore. Go ahead, Invader.
All right. Well, the thing is, everybody's acting like that these studios now have a blank check, and I don't think that's the case. It's just that they're allowed to make the games that they want without the financial restrictions. They'll get the support that they want to fully realize whatever dream projects they have in the work. We all know that, well, Obsidian has some unannounced RPG, well, we assume an RPG in the works. It was just found out that In Exile, along with Wasteland 3, they have another secret project in the works as well, so on and so forth. And all these other studios are working on things. I just really hope that these studios, that the extra money and the extra talent being put into these studios is gonna, that we'll see it. We'll see the investment. I mean, come on, guys. We're all on Twitter. We see people bring up Ninja Theory. They've been hiring like crazy.
Yes.
Like over the past couple of months, Ninja Theory. No, but it's true though.
He's serious. They're like all the time. There's all these different positions.
No.
Constantly trying to get...
Yeah,
I want them to bring back Enslaved Odyssey to the West. Fucking A, let's go.
Well, they might, but it's just you see this investment. Actually, they have a new studio being built at the moment too, and I think In Exile has a new studio in New Orleans as well. But I want them to fully realize their games. You look at a game like or a studio such as Compulsion, they put out We Happy Few, and while I enjoyed aspects of it in the world and stuff, I think they really made an interesting, engrossing world. At the same time, that game had a lot of issues, and not only that, like. You see studios like In Exile, Compulsion, and Obsidian. These are all Kickstarter darlings. They needed money like anything for these projects. And these studios, these games that they've made have cult followings. They have a dedicated fan base, a passionate fan base. And they expect them to... Well, they hope that they continue on making the games that they want, whether it be RPG, so on and so forth. I just hope that that Microsoft allows them to fully realize their potential. Maybe not give them a blank check. Like I don't expect Compulsion to really have the same budget as what a 343 or a Coalition would, or even the Initiative, because they're supposed to be putting out the Bex, the big new game for them, right? But it's just for them to fully realize their projects without having to worry about the financial constraints, without having to worry about the bodies, so on and so forth. They're gonna have all that. So I just really want to see the complete games, because I'm tired of having a game like... I'm tired of being excited for a game like Recore, for example, and then the game's not even finished and you have to wait like a year for the rest of the game to be done. That's what I'm hoping for. I want to see these...
With a studio like the Compulsion, and I know you're a bit of a fan and certainly played through We Happy Few, do you think that they have what it takes, quite possibly, to sort of step out of that indie studio shadow and possibly make something that's quite huge from a AAA perspective?
Well, judging from their pedigree, they have some ex-BioShock devs in their studio, and they definitely have a talent and imagination. And there's been hints of them hiring as well. We don't know how big they're gonna get. I can't imagine them getting too big, but I like their ideas. And I look. I think. Wait, like, what was the original question actually, Noof?
It was just because about studios, like do you think that that it's a hindrance or a crutch? Because obviously they stand a chance of having some stinkers out there that could sort of ruin their reputation. Next thing you know, these studios are getting budget cuts or they're getting shut down. Like, because that's one thing that we get excited, we hear studio announcements, but look, the industry is no stranger to studio cuts, and as quickly as Microsoft hires and puts them all in place, these guys could be evaporated in 5 years too if they don't deliver.
We gotta wait and see. That's the thing. Xbox, they sorely need exclusives in their catalog right now, so we gotta play the wait and see game for now. We just gotta have faith in what they make and give them a chance, right? So
absolutely.
Hopefully I'm just praying that they make complete games and they're not very buggy and they're enjoyable, and we'll take it from there. And you just gotta, I won't say cut them some slack, but we just gotta be a little bit open-minded to this, and hopefully they put out something quality and decent that everybody will love.
Absolutely. Jimmy Greer, what's happening, man? Thanks for stopping by the podcast. Greatly appreciate it. Looks like there might be a first timer here, so we greatly appreciate that. I think we got 2 more panel members to kind of hear from here, so let's get Proto's take on this, and we'll outro with Jago.
Well, I'm with Invader. Just kind of play the whole wait and see game as far as that goes. I mean, yeah, it's great that they're gonna basically give them what they need to realize their dream, make the game they want to make. But at the same time, you just can't greenlight anything too. You can't just greenlight these pet projects because they could push out stinkers and it could be bad. Microsoft needs to start hitting it out of the park as far as console exclusives go. So that's what they need to be concentrating on. Maybe they need to, even though you're going to go ahead and fund them pretty heavy, but you also need to maybe keep I don't want to say a tight leash, but a snug leash to keep these groups focused so you can push out the AAA titles that you're going to need.
Nice. Well said. Well said. And Jago, you want to wrap up with your couple takes?
All I can say is my most anticipated studio that Microsoft acquired is Ninja Theory, and give me Heavenly Sword 2 and Enslaved Odyssey to the West 2. That's all I'm going to say. Because I don't fanboy. I don't get ridiculous. I don't get like, oh, I'm expecting this. I'm expecting that. I'm the type of person, I just lay back and just wait. I'm a wait and see type of guy. I don't get too crazy. It's video games, people. Let's not get like ridiculous and call each other names and just be stupid to each other. It comes out. It don't. But I want Enslaved Odyssey to the West to come out because the first one was fantastic. And Ninja Theory is my favorite studio. Yes, Playground Games is awesome, but I'm not a true racer for Christ's sake. But
Well, I'm glad you brought up Heavenly Sword, Jago, because I honestly think, because I played that game on the PS3, and I think that game was a game that has a lot of potential. It might not have hit that ceiling at the time, but I think Heavenly Sword, if Ninja Theory still owns the IP, I think they do.
I don't know.
If so, then I think Heavenly Sword has the chance of being re-resurrected and it could potentially be Xbox's version of God of War.
Enslaved Odyssey to the West too. It was such an underrated game. If you guys have not played it, I recommend you guys play that. Go get it. I bought it for $7. It was I saw the trailer before it came out. I was like, that game looks awesome. I didn't get it for whatever reason. I bought it years later for $7, and I was so pleased. I played that single player game. It was so good. You guys play Heavenly Sword or Enslaved Odyssey to the West if you haven't played it. Go pick it up. This is Jago's recommendations. Get it now. So good. So good.
Keep on with that. I heard Hellblade is getting a 10.2 gigabyte patch, which is quite intriguing.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what that's all about.
And that's amazing too. Ninja Theory's got such talent, man. They get out a lot of talent, and now they got an unlimited wallet. I'm excited to see what's coming in the future. Let's go.
Nice,
Come on.
Nice. Very good, guys. Well, there's been a lot of great topics and amazing chat tonight. Panel's been fantastic. Want to thank our guests, Lunch Bizzle, for being here. It's time to do some outros and close this bitch down. Noof's kept it rolling for a pretty long time tonight, but hey, Noof likes to chat, and I love this podcast and love the community. So thanks for showing up, guys. Spread the word. We'll get it out there and all that good stuff. And yes, Primal Eve, you should stream eventually. I think you could definitely be a success there. The chat certainly agrees.
Okay.
So let's go with the chat right now. Let's go with first again, shout out to the chat, guys. Thanks for coming out. Let's go to Lunch Bizzle. Lunch, I want to say, first of all, thanks for coming in, especially on a bit of a short notice. Glad to have you here, brother. Hopefully we'll play some games with you soon and let people know where they can find you, and hopefully we'll get you back.
Thank you for the invite. This has been great. Thanks for everybody in the chat for showing up. You can find me on Twitter at LunchBizzle. Gamer tag on Xbox is LunchBizzle. If you want my PSN, it's on my Twitter bio. And yeah, just thanks for letting me come in and speak my mind.
Absolutely, guys. Bizzle putting some sizzle on the podcast here. We got to thank him for coming by, and you got to go hook up with him and play some gears. He's good at it, all that good stuff. All right, let's head over and let's get an outro from everybody's favorite podcast ninja. That would be Jago.
I just want to say thank you to Lunch Bizzle for stopping by, man. You're awesome. You gifted me. It was kind of like, you and New months ago, you gifted me to Hellblade, and it's an awesome game, and I still haven't beat it because other things. No, I haven't. I know. I feel like shit. So I haven't beat it, but what I played of it, them puzzles are bits, man. God almighty. Yeah, it is. I really enjoyed it. I just stopped and haven't gone back to it for what reason or the other. But the chat's always awesome. You guys that always show up for our podcast, it really means a lot to me because I work my ass off and I'm really killing myself right now trying to make ends meet. But just being here with all you guys, panel members, and just seeing the chat that shows up, Indie Gamer, Cyber Gunner, all the people that showed up, Salty, Beezy. It just blows my mind. But you can find me on Xbox, Twitter, and Instagram at Jacob Coogan and YouTube, but I really don't do a lot with it. But you can find me there. I got some videos up there, and I just thank you guys for always hanging with us. You hardcore Game Doses fans, and the new guys and new people that showed up tonight. Appreciate it.
Yeah, shout out to Greed Skull Zero. He gets a shout out too. Thanks for joining the podcast. Meant to shout you out earlier. Fantastic stuff. All right, let's head over and get an outro from Glitches Bro, Mr. Proto Foxy.
Well, hell, tonight was a lot of fun, and Lunch Bizzle, awesome sharing the stage with you. It was great. I hope you come back soon. To the chat, you guys are always awesome. To whoever mentioned that, the whole finding the permanent home to get to 300, we'll get there. And we got to get this to 300 because I'll be damned if I'm even going to accept a free console from the show. I'm not going to do it. So I will send it to a person of my choosing at that point, just because that's the way it needs to be.
Otherwise, do we need to lower the number? Maybe it needs to be 100 viewers.
I know. Let's not make it easy. Let's not make it easy. We got to get these people dedicated.
That's right, absolutely.
And like the dedicated fan now, yes.
But you're going to find me right now starting my marathon replays of all the Resident Evils in anticipation of the Resident Evil 2 remake coming out in just a little over a month. Yeah. So I'm starting that now. So if you don't see me on my usual haunts, that's where I'm at. And of course I'll be posting pictures of those coming up shortly on Twitter. And probably even trying to get streams set up when Glitcher can get over here and help me with that. Other than that, it's Twitter at Foxy Proto because it's backwards, and that's just how I live life now. I've just come to accept it. YouTube is Proto Foxy, PSN is Happy Emo Puncher, and Steam is Wicked Lance. Otherwise, you're finding me here Monday nights.
There you go. Let's get over and get an outro from Invader.
Invader. Yeah, thanks everyone for showing up to another awesome episode of the Game Dosage Podcast. Thank you all the people in the chat, the new faces, the old faces, all the Game Dosage groupies. Thank you very much for showing up. You guys rock. We have such an awesome fan base. Thank you for all the love. Lunch Bizzle, my friend. Thank you very much for being a guest panel member. You rocked. Can't wait to have you again sometime. And yeah, you guys, you can find me on my YouTube channel, Invader Gaming, and of course at Twitter at Invader_1986. And it's been a blast as usual, fellas.
All right, and before this panel dries up on the outros, I figured it was time to leave a little moisty trail, snail trail, Primal Leaf. Take it away, girl.
First of all, I'm very, very happy to be back again with my other family from my other family. I absolutely love you guys, and thank you. Are you okay?
No.
You got him choked up, Primal.
Choked on that trail.
He's a little dry.
But I just want to thank everybody, you guys here on the panel, and also everybody in chat for being so supportive of me during this time. I want to give a super big thank you to having Lunch Bizzle here. He's my best friend. You guys need to follow him, and you need to hook up with him on the Xbox or even the PlayStation. Like, you're really an amazing guy. If you want, you can follow me online.
I do.
At Primal Leaf. I'm Primal Leaf on everything. So on the PlayStation, Twitter, and Xbox. The only thing on Xbox is 2 words instead of 1. So I would really like to get together with you guys. We can bullshit on Twitter. We can bullshit on the Xbox.
The juice is loose.
Get together. I've seen it. Not like actually. I'm not like looking down and seeing the juice, but yeah.
Yeah, and if you missed last week's Goofing with Noof, highly recommend you go back and check it out because it was one-on-one, me and Primal, and we had an absolute blast. We were chatting games, and we were having a discussion, and it was raunchy, funny, dirty, moisty, everything in between. Yeah, it was quite good. You can find that, I think, on my channel, so go check it out. All righty, and I think I'm the last one here. I think, well, you guys know where to find me. Always in the gutter, Noof Nukem. You know how to find me. It is Noof Nukem, just like it's in the chat on Xbox, Noof_Nukem. Actually, no, it's Noof Nukem 76 on PlayStation as well. Would love to meet more friends and play some more PlayStation games because I feel that's been a little bit lacking. I have seemed like I'm gaining friends on there, but nobody sends me a message or an invite, so it's still kind of the old single-player console. That sort of shit. And I do have PlayStation Plus now. But anyway, thanks, BZ. Appreciate it, bro. Dreadpool, what's going on? Yeah, Dreadpool. I think it was 9. Cletus. Yeah, Cletus didn't make an appearance tonight. I guess he'll have to do an outro of his own. But anyway, guys, I had a lot of fun. This panel is fucking amazing. I love TGSP. So did I say that right? The Game Dosage Podcast. I think that's maybe the saltiest gaming podcast. I don't know, but anyway, I used to be on that one too. Anyway, guys, you know how we roll. That's how we roll. So yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Hopefully, Glitcher makes it back. Shout out to Glitch. Shout out to Stinky, who's MIA. But there you go. We love our panel members and we love the chat. And again, thanks to Lunch for coming out, guys. Well, that's it. We're wrapping up this show. We'll see you guys online. Keep it gaming. Have fun, and we'll catch you soon.
Peace.
And keep a tight ass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.